Hey, yo, I'm Robert. Come check out my town with me. Heading to a place called Pioneer Cemetery, which is honestly, in my opinion, so quote unquote the pioneers of this town, which is, well, it's ironic when you think about it because the same people that pioneered this town supposedly also killed this town. Like I said before in the other videos, this town used to be full of olive oil, olive trees. Everywhere you see right here on my side used to be olive trees, and we were known for olive oil. And these people actually came in and took out all that what we were known for, the pure soul of Sylmar, and just took it away and made it into housing developments because there was a mining over there, right? So when you say pioneer, when they say pioneer of Sylmar, are they really the pioneers, or did they one of those white men that just came in and took everything? You know, who knows, right?
It'll be the next leg.
Here in a place called the Pioneer Cemetery, where the original pioneers of this quote unquote pioneers. Rumors of this
No, I
this
never
where?
heard of it. Like nothing. Never heard nothing about this.
It's kind of like when we just drive by here.
Yeah, you
And
just see it, but I never.
it's a cemetery, which is weird. It's like in the middle of like right by a hospital. There's like a hospital right over there. Apartments right here, right next. Hospitals. Wait, no, that's an apartment, but the hospital is right behind it, right? Yeah. So nothing but housing, and right here is just graves from like 1800s and stuff like that. You know, obviously America's not that old, so you don't have like old graves like you'll see in England, like from like 1500 or whatever. But this is still a creepy sight if you guys ever want to check it out. So right now we walking up to a place where here in Sylmar, or wherever I live, I'll probably edit that out, where I live, rumor has it is that this used to be somewhat of a prison, a ward. It actually was, but what people don't realize is that this used to actually be a very prestigious boarding school in the 1920s. People come all over the place to actually come here and go here. But they ended up turning it into a boarding school. I mean, a ward for misguided women. And after years of abuse, I think one girl, they forced one girl to take an acid bath. At the end of it all, but a couple girls ran away. I'm not too sure. They're very vague on the stories about what happened here at this ward. But when the boarding school, there's nothing but girls. It was an all-girls school. It was one of the best schools here. And around that time, there used to be a whole bunch of olive trees here. Nothing but olive trees, as far as the eye can see. This town I live in used to be known for olive oil. And the problem is, a bunch of people from Missouri came, don't quote me on that, and cut down all the olive trees and made housing developments because there was a mine here. Now, you see nothing but nothing. You know, when you take away a town's, when you're known for something like olives, and there used to be like San Fernando olive oil. We used to go to my town used to go to the whole competitions that we win. They'll beat out Morocco and Italy. Sylmar olive oil used to be one of the best olive oils ever. But now it's right here in the middle of a park. So nothing here. But back to this. This right here was very vague on how the girls were treated during the ward. But from what I heard, it was very, very bad. But I guess you don't get treated good in a ward, right? Prison. Growing up here, because my wife grew up here. What was like one of the rumors that you heard growing up here?
I don't really know about a rumor, but
Get a little close, baby.
here
Uh-huh.
on these benches
Sitting over here on these benches.
with family,
Uh-huh.
we would throw rocks,
Uh-huh.
and the rock would come back at you.
Supposedly, right?
No, this is what actually happened.
So the rock came back at you?
Like, we put a rock, and the rock, like a rock was thrown back.
I think it's all dilapidated now. Obviously, I don't know. I heard we can still go in here, but yeah, supposedly Supposedly, well, a rock did fly back. Not supposedly, a rock did fly back at my wife. But now it's just, what is that?
Sure.
Oh, now it's just straight dilapidated. This once prestigious boarding school. Everybody from around the country or LA would want to come to this boarding school. Turned into a ward prison, then shut down. I don't know when it shut. I think it shut down in the 80s or something. Maybe somebody's quote me on that, but history. Like I said, this town used to be known for its olive oil. Completely took away the olive oil, killed the town. You know, kind of like if you think the Appalachian Mountains, the towns in Appalachia where the town was known for coal, everything switched to crude oil, to gasoline, never subsidized the town. Most of the towns in Appalachia just died out. The ward of Sylmar, or boarding school, you know. Very nice park though. Very nice park. Nobody really comes to this park no more, huh, babe?
Stop. I don't know. I haven't been here anymore.
Very not a lot of money put into this park, but there's another park up top where you would recognize it because it's in a lot of movies. It's called El Carrizo. A lot of Sons of Anarchy were shot there, all that stuff. So, like I said, they're very vague on what actually happened during the war.
Yeah.
I heard they gave a girl like an acid bath, and a lot of girls would run away from this world. But normally when you
the people that like would run it would usually be like abusive to the kids and stuff.
yeah,
like
they
that.
were.
Places like that back then.
I didn't hear nothing about the boarding school, just that it was prestigious. I don't know what happened for them to shut it down and make it into a ward, whatever, but it was only a ward for women.
And now completely no one can go on there.
Yeah, it's completely shut down. It's all dilapidated. I'm surprised it's still up, honestly. You know.